Okay, let's have one or two games today. Auto pairing. I won't tell it. Actually, I thought of making the board a bit bigger, but it's too late now. Got the recording area. Right, so this is already a bit of a problem with D5. It's going to cripple my pawns. Or knight takes D5. Oh, okay, he's let me off the hook a bit. I thought knight takes D5 was stronger there. Right, so Queen D2 or F3. F3 weakens this diagonal a bit, but does it matter? Bishop C5, say, there's Bishop B5, so I think I'll go for F3. Now, Knight F5, there's D4. Why don't I just, I don't know, something like Queen D2, so if Bishop C5, maybe I can just take on C6 or something. Alright, so now Rook D1, just to try and get a grip on things, or Bishop B5 or Bishop F5. Bishop F5, just holding on to D4 here. So this isolated Queen's pawn I want to play against, but I've lost a bit of time here thinking about not much. So what I want to do here, okay, I think I'll double those pawns as well. Try and just reinforce D4 now, without incurring structural damage. No, that's not going to happen. Okay, so Queen F2 anyway, so I'll let the double pawns happen. Okay, time to stop that if I can. So Knight CE2. So hopefully I can just play C3 and try and keep a grip on the position. So C3, but then, you know, the semi-open C file and the C4 square is going to be useful for black. So what would I do in that case after playing C3? Although D4, yes, is more solid, I think first I have to solve some problems with this diagonal, etc. So, right, it's a C3 anyway. Right, so is Bishop D4 here? Possible? Right, can I just further simplify? Now it's a bit boring, but I want to get rid of the opponent's potential for nasty counterplay. And this ending should start favouring me, I hope, the structure, if I can get hold of the E file. At least, you know, C4 isn't as useful now, with less pieces on the board. My king could come to F2. This is looking like a neat isolated queen's pawn ending. So Rook E1, King F2, maybe G4. Then build up pressure, say doubling up rooks, you know, Rook E5 at some point, if he lets me. Right, so I'll start this plan then, to try and dominate the E file. And then play maybe G4. Although G5 would lock in the F pawn. So maybe H4 first. But then these dark squares are a bit weak. I don't know, actually. Okay, so knight E5 to C4 might happen. Don't want to deprive the E5 square. Maybe, but then knight F6 to E4. So, okay, let's just go back to this E file plan without using pawns. Rook E3, knight C4. Well, at least I could take and play Rook E1 there. Although B2 is going to be weak, so there is counterplay to factor in here. Although I can get my Rook to E2 and then wait again. Right, so we have this idealistic looking isolated queen pawn position. So how to use it for advantage, though, that's the big question. I mean, A3 is good because there's no rook B5. On the other hand, I could just play B3 to kick the knight off C4 and protect the pawn. Alright, so maybe B3. Alright, so how about A4, sort of just trying to trap that rook. If I play A4 here, although B5, yeah, all that, okay. So rook here, although there's knight F5 now, and it looks to be a drawish position. If I lose my isolated queen pawn advantage. On the other hand, rook C2, there's knight F5 anyway. Alright, I'll go for that position and try and get my king to D4. If I have to take on F5, try and get the king to D4. I suppose D5 has to be a logical target, but how to exploit it? Is it a theoretical weakness or practical weakness here? By the looks of things, it looks really tricky. Anyway, he's still got double pawns over here, but maybe, I don't know, this F4, I'll try and restrain F4. So I'm getting king D4. Actually, I see some light here. King D4, rook E3 check. I might be getting back in for an advantage now against isolated queen pawn. I think F4 is needed now. Okay, so I get my king nicely to D4. Hopefully not a self-mate with rook C4 at some point. So rook E5 threatens almost to win some material for the first time. If king F6, rook E5, that is. But if king D6, rook E5, G6, I suppose H4, H5 then is worth a go. So I'm provoking weakness, kind of. H4, H5 or G4, C4, B4. No, B4, rook C4. So I think, mind you, H3, G4. I think I've got to move quick, whatever happens now. In fact, rook E8 would have been nice. Actually, his rook. If his rook moves, then rook takes D5. So what's the plan here? H5, HG, or H5, H6? Maybe a decoy to win D5. Then I lose the H pawn. So what's the big deal? Well, I could just play for HG and then try and get the rook behind the back on these two pawns. If these two pawns were left here, so there's this choice: decoy, or just trying to leave a pawn there. HG takes, check. No, his king's gonna. Right, so he's gone for the material. So I'll try and get my pawn back. Maybe I can get F5 after. So we're down to a minute each. I think I should try and speed up now, if possible. Okay, so I'm winning some material anyway. This is looking better than before. Winning lots of pawns. So is this going to be easy from here? Let's see, can I get in okay, I can get in the check and play F6 now. Can I get my king over here, maybe to E7, driven by the checks? 38 seconds. I think time pressure will be useful to have on my side. Okay, so if he takes, I'll get this pawn as well. Get my king to C4, maybe. Yep, that'll be good to protect B3. Win this pawn. I think I'll throw in the check first. Just get the king off a bit. Okay, so 18 seconds. Get my king to A3 to stop the checks. And C4. And then rook takes A5 and rook B5. 3 passed pawns. Okay, so rook B6. Get my king marching. I think this could be okay, he's lost on time. Alright, let's have a quick... so isolate queen pawn can sometimes just look really nice, but I think in the opening here, knight takes d5 would have been more difficult for me to handle. So he let me have a sort of comfortable d4 control, and he didn't even double up the pawns, which I think might have been useful. Let me get the queens off. So we get this position which looks really nice, but how to increase the advantage here? So further simplification to just a raw rook and pawn ending, and then this plan now, good or bad, just to play for the h pawn with the h pawn. So I lost the pawn in fact, but temporarily, but it enabled actually me to win more material. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.